You're listening to The Sizzle on Iron Skillet Radio and Iron Skillet Television.
You guys talking about?
I was we're about to, right? I was going to ask you too. So, looking at the offensive line, Braxton Jones starting at left tackle, Cody, Sam Mustipher, right guard, Teven Jenkins, Larry Barone at right tackle. What did you see from that unit? I know that group as a whole didn't get a lot of snaps, but what did you see from that group when they were out there?
Well, I think the first thing you guys probably missed it, you guys probably talked about it, was you like the way Getsy, his approach, right? His boots, his tight end screens, his play action pass. He's trying to his line that he knows. I mean, they got a gel, and some guys got to take a step for them to actually be a good offensive line. But as far as Teven Jenkins at right guard, he struggled a little bit, right? I mean, that's the first time he's been there. You can see that what they're seeing a guard and tackle is that the fight starts right now. He's got to get his hands out immediately. His hands were a little high, and that right foot, you can see him kicking it straight back. He's got to keep that thing more at a 45-degree angle to hold the integrity in the pocket, right? So now he can't run the guy around the quarterback. He's got to be really stout right there to keep the guy at a quarterback's face. And you see them edging him on his right side there the whole night. He's got to get used to that. I'll be honest with you, man. I really think they should look at Larry Borum there at right guard. If I'm them, I flip it this game. I put Borum at right guard. I put Teven Jenkins back at right tackle and see what that looks like, just to see what I got. As far as Braxton Jones, you see Seattle Seahawks play their two rookie tackles the whole first half. I'm shocked at how they're using him. I'm shocked that he gets that rest when he comes out. I knew he struggled a little bit on that Seattle Seahawks turf, away from home, against a different pass rusher, a little bit of crowd noise. His footwork gets a little funky at times, but I guess in short, when you watch their whole protection as a unit, Khalil Herbert missed the blitz pickup. The two tight ends got beat. O'Shaughnessy and Cole Kmet got beat on a play action pass. J-Mac, as you know, Alex, as you know, because you eat tight ends alive. Protection is a team. It's more than just the offensive line, right? The running backs involved. The tight ends are involved. The quarterback's involved in making the calls and knowing who has the mismatches and who is the point. So this unit, if you ask me what I saw, they need a lot of work to come together in the gel and to get a little better. But I do like what Getsy is doing with his scheme to help them move the ball down the field.
OG, watching that game, what I saw, just from my perspective, and I'm looking at when we could run the ball down people's throat, and the unity I saw with you guys. Watching that game last night, running back gets tackled 8 yards down the field. There's 3 offensive linemen down there pushing the pile, helping him up. Like, it's just little things like that. I always saw at least 2 linemen down the field. And when I was on the other side now, I hated it. I hated when y'all offensive linemen would come in and hit the pile. I hated it. But now when I watch it, I can see the unity, and these guys are doing it. Like, hey, you know what? I like that. I think Brother O he'd be proud of them guys for that, you know?
Yeah, they play with a little bit of edge. Teven Jenkins has that in him, right, where he finishes plays. Like you said, that offensive line, you can tell that in that building, the coaches are preaching it. They're trying to change the culture on offense and defense, right? But like Alex, that only goes so far, right? The effort stuff. So we got to get guys who are playing at an elite or right below a Pro Bowl level out there, because when we play San Francisco and Green Bay in weeks 1 and 2, those defensive line units are stout. They will come after you. We're talking about Bosa. We're talking about Armstead. We're talking about Kenny Clark. We're talking about Sean Gary. We're talking about Preston Smith. Okay, so all the hustling is great. I got to get guys to get the damn hands inside, and I got to get guys to move off the ball.
Yeah. Winning games like that with defenses like that, you got to stay in what I saw. I saw quite a bit of last night, and that's third and short, third and medium. You can't get into third and longs, then you're in trouble when you're playing defenses like that, because that is their bread and butter. That's when they let their ears back and they're humming, they're coming to you. So we got to be able to run the football in that aspect. Then we don't have to match up and try to block 5-on-4. And that's just a tall task for our offensive line right now.
Yeah, brother. It was good to see. I'm sorry, brother. It was good to see.
No, go ahead.
The play calling, because we actually talked about it last week in terms of Getsy running those play actions, running those boot actions off of that outside zone. You look at the one he did with Khalil Herbert. he ran that outside zone, and Justin Fields did a good job faking it. He booted around and hit Cole Kmet on the over route. And it's good just to see, with Cole Kmet, it's getting him involved early, playing to his skill set. I don't know if he won't. I don't think he'll, I don't know. Maybe he can be a Travis Kelce, but I don't envision that for him. He's not a guy that you can just split out wide and he can create on his own. He's a guy you got to scheme him up and do things to get him the ball. So it was good to see that in terms of play calling. I know, brother, you tweeted out in terms of tight end screen. We finally got one.
Just play action tight end screen. First play of the game. Let's go.
Love it.
Yeah, get your quarterback, get Justin Fields' confidence up, give him some nice high percentage throws, and, just makes it a lot easier on the offense as a whole. The one thing I'll talk about in terms of protection, brother, you talked about it with the O-line. I got to see more from Khalil Herbert in terms of pass protection. You look at, I think it's the second pass of the game, he sticks his nose in there, the linebacker's coming, but he ducks his head and he gets beat. Fields is forced to throw that ball. Fields barely got that ball away, but if Herbert's going to carve out a niche as being the number 2 back in terms of where he may have to come in on third down, he's got to be a back that's willing and able to pass protect.
What is going on, everybody? Today we are looking at right guard Teven Jenkins of the Chicago Bears, because Jenkins, in my opinion, is a player who has so much potential and it really hasn't been realized. But I do think that this is his year. He looks really good and the preseason tape really backs that up. Let's get into it with this first clip right here. Now in this play, this is a power run. So Jenkins has a pretty simple seal off block. The center and right guard have an ace block here on this defensive tackle, which means one of them has to get up to number 48. But really, this is the block, in my opinion, that sets everything up. Initially, Jenkins does lose at the point of attack against Al Woods, and I think Jenkins also understands that Woods is strong. He's a 12-year veteran. He knows technique. So Jenkins does what he does to win blocks. That is, he gains leverage, he takes the proper blocking angle, and he puts his butt exactly where he needs to, so that a wall here gets created and essentially gives the running back a lane. This is a really nice job by Teven Jenkins. Now, of course, as we kind of go through this video, there are some plays that I saw Jenkins that he, in my opinion, lost on. And as those videos kind of approach, we'll get into those as well. To get the full picture of Jenkins, you really have to look at every single one of his reps. But in my opinion, this rep right here was a really good rep. One of the things I noticed with Jenkins when I did my tape of him way back when he was coming out of college was that he was very smart. He was very intelligent. Not only was he physical, but he processed the game well. On this play right here, you have a safety coming late. So the right tackle is going to take that safety, which now means that you have an unblocked defensive end. Jenkins also sees all that, and he gets out here and makes sure to pick up that defensive end. Ultimately, because of the fact that Jenkins and the right tackle saw that, they're able to pick up 52 and that blitzing slot corner. And of course, Justin Fields is able to step up just a little bit. And Justin Fields obviously isn't able to actually get the ball out, but Jenkins does do a good job picking that guy up. Now, mental processing, as I mentioned, was a strong suit of Teven Jenkins. This is a great example. When you look at it from the end zone angle, it's crazy to kind of look at the fact that you have a guy here lined up right over Jenkins. And this is by design. Like, you want to attack this guy right here. You want number 52 to come right here, because that means that you can have the guy blitzing out of the slot basically come unblocked to Justin Fields. And between the center, right guard, and right tackle, they all do a good job picking up the blitz and kind of processing it well. Great job by Teven Jenkins. Let's get into the next rep.
Make sure that you follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Iron Skillet Sports. And remember to like, share, and subscribe to Iron Skillet Sports on YouTube at Iron Skillet Sports.